Welcome back and welcome to the Battles Between. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to step into the darkness, into the deepest and most terrifying place in the universe, to face an entity so terrifying that even death itself would turn around and run. Have you ever wondered what would happen when a monster is not only infinitely powerful, but also immortal? What happens when its rage is not limited by its physical body, but is fueled by the very spiritual pain and darkness of the multiverse? We are talking about Hulk. Not the Hulk from fun wrestling matches or the one who slams his hands into the ground to create shockwaves. We are talking about the Immortal Hulk, an entity that completely redefined the concepts of power, horror, and the very nature of life in the universe. A creature torn into thousands of pieces, burned in the flames of the sun, and thrown into the cold vacuum of space. For anyone else, that would be the end. But for this entity, that is merely 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And when the clock strikes midnight, from pools of blood, from ashes, from the very void itself, he will be reborn, stronger, colder, and hungrier. This is horror, where the line between man and monster is erased, and where power is not measured in tons, but in pain. Prepare yourselves, because the green door is opening, and what emerges from it will make you question everything you thought you knew about the Green Goliath. To understand why the Immortal Hulk is such a terrifying and powerful entity, one that surpasses all limits, we must first look back. We once believed that gamma radiation was simply a form of physical energy, a laboratory accident that transformed Bruce's cells, allowing his body to expand and produce muscle, strength, and regenerative abilities. But the truth, a horrifying truth revealed in the darkest moments, is that gamma is not merely physical. Gamma is magic. Gamma is the blood of hell. Our story begins in a reality where Bruce Banner, after countless tragedies, countless moments of losing control, and absolute loneliness, decided to end his own life. But death was not the end. When Bruce pulled the trigger, he did not die. Instead, he awakened at midnight, transforming into something completely different. This is where we must bring up the concept of the Green Door. There exists a subterranean dimension beneath the multiverse, a place known as the Below Place, where the most evil and primordial entity resides, known as the One Below All. If above all there is represents light, creation, and God, then the One Below All represents darkness, destruction, and the devil. And gamma radiation is precisely the energy that leaks from this hellish dimension. When Bruce Banner was exposed to gamma radiation, he did not simply gain physical power. He became a vessel, a doorway connecting the real world to hell. The Hulk's immortality does not come from biological cellular regeneration. It comes from being anchored by the very demonic entity of the multiverse. Hulk cannot die because death itself dares not touch him. And because whenever he is destroyed, energy from the Below Place pulls his soul and body back, reforging him from pain and hatred itself. This was a monumental turning point in establishing Hulk's power. He was no longer a genetic mutation. He was the embodiment of a curse, the child of darkness, and his power was proportional to his connection with the One Below All. Hulk's rage is not merely a psychological emotion. His rage is the fuel of hell. Every time he becomes angry, he is drawing energy up from the bottom of the universe, making him stronger, larger, and more brutal in a metaphysical way that no scientist could ever explain. Now, let us delve into the displays of power and the horrifying battles where we witness the Immortal Hulk defeating his enemies not only through brute strength, but through sheer psychological dominance and his own immortality. Remember Hulk's classic battles with Thor, with Sentry, or with Worldbreaker. During those eras, Hulk's strength was measured by his ability to hold up an entire mountain or smash an asteroid to pieces. But during the Immortal Hulk era, his power is measured by the despair of his enemies when they realize they cannot kill him. Look at the battle with Abomination, Emil Blonsky. Blonsky is also a gamma monster, with immense strength and regenerative abilities. But the difference lies in their nature. Blonsky is a biological monster. Hulk is a metaphysical monster. In a bloody battle, Hulk tore Blonsky apart in the most savage ways imaginable, reducing his enemy's body to a mangled mess of flesh and bone. But the terrifying part is not that Hulk is stronger. The terrifying part is how Hulk reacts when he himself is injured. There are moments when Hulk is stabbed through the heart, decapitated, or blown apart into pieces. An ordinary person would die instantly, but Hulk does not. The pieces of his flesh begin to twitch, the green muscle fibers automatically reconnect, and his shattered bones regenerate into sharp, jagged structures. He rises from his own pool of blood, his eyes glowing in the darkness, and continues the hunt. His enemies are not simply fighting a green giant, they are fighting a nightmare with no end. To understand the psychology behind that power, we need a flashback to Bruce Banner's past, to his father, Brian Banner, and to how pain shaped the power of the Hulk. Bruce was not born a monster. He was created by abuse, by beatings, and by the curse of the Gamma bloodline. Brian Banner, Bruce's father, was an abusive man, a man obsessed with power and control. When Bruce first transformed into the Hulk, he accidentally killed his father. But in Bruce's mind, the fear and hatred toward his father did not disappear. They were suppressed, buried, and eventually nurtured by gamma radiation, giving birth to a new personality, Devil Hulk. Devil Hulk is not a mindless beast. He is an intelligent and calculating entity who takes the form of a protective father, but in the most twisted and horrifying way imaginable. Devil Hulk emerges at night, when Bruce is at his weakest, and he delivers justice in his own way. Devil Hulk's power far surpasses every previous version of Hulk, because he is not restrained by Bruce's morality or hesitation. He is willing to tear apart anyone who threatens the innocent, and he regards the lives of his enemies as worthless. In a battle against the Gamma mutants, beings who proclaim themselves the new gods of the Gamma world, Devil Hulk proved why he was the pinnacle of evolution. He did not simply defeat them, he hunted them. He turned those who once took pride in their Gamma power into trembling prey. He broke their bones, crushed their pride, and left them living in absolute fear that whenever night fell, the green giant would return to continue tormenting them. Hulk's power here is no longer physical. It is the dominance of an apex predator, an entity standing above the entire food chain of mutated beings. But the true peak of the horror and power was revealed when Hulk faced cosmic entities and when he stepped into the below place itself. Leader, one of Hulk's most intelligent enemies, attempted to use gamma energy to open a gateway to hell, intending to summon the One Below All to destroy reality. Leader thought he could control this power. He thought he was the one holding the reins. But he was terribly mistaken. When the gateway opened, when the darkness of hell poured into the real world, the only one capable of standing against the destruction of the One Below All was not Thor, not Captain Marvel, but Hulk. Because Hulk was also created from that very same source of energy. During the invasion of the Gamma monster hordes from hell, while the other superheroes were overwhelmed by supernatural despair and fear, Hulk stepped forward. He was not fighting to save the world. He was fighting because he hated the things that created him. Hulk's rage had now reached a multiversal level. Every punch he threw did not merely create physical shockwaves, but also tore through space, sending the evil entities crashing back into their own dimension. There was one moment when, faced with a gigantic Gamma entity that had devoured an entire city, Hulk did not dodge. He allowed the enemy to tear him apart, allowing his body to be ripped to pieces, only to regenerate himself from within, becoming larger and more ferocious, and then tear his enemy apart from the inside out. Hulk's power at this point was the very denial of death. He uses his own immortality as a weapon. He charges straight into waves of destructive energy, forces capable of wiping out an entire galaxy, and absorbs them, turning them into fuel for his rage. The more he is attacked, the stronger he becomes. The more pain he suffers, the more brutal he becomes. This is a paradox of power that no other entity in the Marvel Universe can replicate. Sentry can destroy a planet, but Sentry can be killed. Thor can control thunder, but Thor can be injured. The Immortal Hulk cannot. He is a constant of destruction, a physical law of pain. When he entered the below place and confronted the One Below All itself, he proved that the strength of human will, when combined with the curse of Gamma, can challenge even entities regarded as the creators of darkness. He did not defeat the One Below All with a punch. He defeated it through refusal by standing tall in the middle of hell and declaring that he, Bruce Banner, was the master of his own nightmare. The power of the Immortal Hulk does not lie in how many tons he can lift or how hard he can punch. His true strength lies in his ability to endure. He is the embodiment of endurance. Bruce Banner endured childhood abuse, endured loneliness, endured being hunted by the entire world, and endured living with a monster that was always waiting to devour him. Hulk's immortality is a curse, but it is also a testament to the extraordinary resilience of humanity. In a universe where gods die, galaxies are destroyed, and cosmic entities are replaced, Hulk remains. He's the immune system of the multiverse, born from darkness itself to fight against darkness. The danger of Hulk is not that he will destroy the world. The danger is that he reminds us that the boundary between civilization and savagery, between hero and monster, is far thinner than we ever imagined. And when a person is pushed to the absolute limit, when everything has been taken away, what remains is not weakness, but a rage powerful enough to tear reality itself apart. The Immortal Hulk elevated the character from an angry green giant into an icon of cosmic horror, an entity carrying within him the tragedy of creation and the power of absolute defiance. Hulk is so powerful that death itself must stay away, so powerful that hell must tremble, and so powerful that even the creators themselves must be wary of him. But behind the green muscles and punches that tear through space, there is still a lonely Bruce Banner, carrying the burden of his own curse, fighting every day to keep the green door from being opened completely. And that is the true pinnacle of courage. It is not about being fearless, but about carrying the greatest fear within you, carrying the greatest destructive power, and still choosing to stand up to protect the most fragile things. And now, I want to hear what you think. Among all the versions of Hulk, from Worldbreaker and Maestro to Immortal Hulk, which version impressed you the most with its power and sheer horror? And in your opinion, if the one below all truly stepped through the green door and invaded Earth, would there be any entity in the Marvel Universe, including the Celestials or the one above all, capable of stopping Hulk's rage when he is protecting his home? Or will Bruce Banner ever truly find a way to close that door forever, or will he remain a slave to Gamma for all eternity? Share your deepest thoughts in the comments below. I will read them and respond to the most interesting comments. If you found today's analysis chilling and haunting, and if you want to explore more of the darkest corners and most terrifying truths about superheroes in the Marvel and DC universes, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of our in-depth analysis videos in the future. Your support is the motivation that allows us to continue digging deeper into the hidden depths of a world filled with unimaginable power. Thank you for joining us on today's journey into hell. Remember, when you look into the darkness does not simply look back at you. It is waiting for nightfall to be reborn. Peace out. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all so much.